I'm Josh from SkidPro. Today we're going to take a look at our newly redesigned industrial brush cutter. We've got two models of these. We've got an open front and then a closed front. This one is the open front, as you can see. Of course, the advantage on the open front is that the blades can access the front of the tree without touching the deck. So the blade is the leading edge. We also have the sides cut out here so that you can get in and get that tree and cut that out with direct access to those blades. Where do we start to look at when we look at quality on a mower? I think the first thing you need to look at is weight and strength. The cutter weighs over 1,500 pounds, so there's a lot of steel to this unit. You can see we've really gusseted this front up. The push bar is very heavy, 3-inch round bar. The gussets and the steel come in here. That steel bend gives strength all the way up through and around. Not only do we have significant gussets running lengthwise on the deck, we've got special square tube of steel. It's what we call our Rigideck. We got those running crosswise. You have 3 of them. They're 3.5 inches wide by 3 inches tall. Gives a tremendous amount of strength and rigidity to that deck. You're going to really appreciate the strength of this deck when you're pushing those big 5, 6, up to 8-inch trees. Well, another place that you really got to look at when you're looking at a cutter is the heart of it, the drive system. The drive system is one of the things that really separates this cutter from most other standard flow cutters out there. All standard flow cutters almost have a gearbox. Gearbox is old technology. It's a weak spot. It prevents having a heavy flywheel and multiple blades because, again, it's already a weak spot. Well, if you look at ours, we run a direct drive system. Here you can see we've got a very heavy motor cover. Here's the direct drive system. You can see that we start with an industrial motor. It has to be a high-grade motor to take the continuous flow that a brush cutter needs. Then we drop it down, and this is kind of the real key to the system. We drop it through a bearing housing. Inside that bearing housing, we've got a 2 9/16 inch drive shaft. Most gearboxes out there, 7,500 horsepower gearboxes, will be right at an inch, inch and an eighth. This drive shaft here, 2 9/16 inches. That's in a machine bearing housing, and that's supported by 2 4.5-inch bearings. Very sophisticated drive system, maintenance free. The only thing you need to check on this cutter is to make sure that that bearing housing has oil. Well, we put a sight glass in there, so all you got to do is shine a light in there and see. If you see yellow, you got oil and you're set to go. Here's that massive drive shaft we talked about. Look at this. 2 9/16. Machined for perfect alignment. This is our wire prevention kit. This goes right on that drive shaft from one direction and then from the other. And these posts are what actually prevent that barbed wire from getting wrapped around the flywheel. Simple design, but with great results. Here's one of the other key ingredients on this cutter. Super heavy flywheel. With blades, you're looking at 377 pounds. That weight, combined with the 4 cutting blades, gives you just tremendous inertia and cutting power. And those 3 key features, direct drive, big flywheel, 4 blades, that's really what gives you the outstanding cutting performance of this standard flow cutter. Here's our heavy duty cutting blades. They're 4 inches wide, about 19 inches long, sharpened on both sides. That's because the cutter goes in both directions. Very heavy, heat-treated blade. We also make it a drop-down blade. That way it can get nice and close to the ground without you having to get that mower and that flywheel down in the dirt. Here's our easy access blade panel. All you have to do to switch out blades is take these 2 bolts off and you can access the nut and on the blades down below. Makes changing a snap and you don't have to get underneath the mower to get blades changed out. This is our lift limiter chain. It's just a safety mechanism. We attach it here. You're supposed to run it through the skid loader on the tie down chains back to the cutter, and then you just clevis it shut and that just prevents you from lifting that mower to an unsafe height. Icing on the cake, we run a 2-year warranty on this cutter for the drive, for all manufacturing.